Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Bowling League's Chaos Cup. We're in the quarterfinals. We have the number 2 seed versus the number 7 seed this morning. The Division A champion versus the Division B champion. We've got the BoLieve Broncos versus Philosopher's Song. BB Nut versus Spire. Nurgle versus Lizards. James Like Snacks, welcome to the stream. Welcome to this early morning stream. At least it is for us on the East Coast of the U.S. I guess for everyone in the U.S., really. Let's take a look at the bracket before we take a look at these two teams. Advancing to the semifinals are the NC Snakes and Odin It's Nuffle. They are two Division C teams. They'll be advancing to the semifinals. That means Division C will be in the finals in this first open competition of the season. Tonight, we've got the BoLieve Broncos facing off against Philosopher's Song. If BoLieve Broncos win, they will advance to face a Division A team, or not teammate, a Division mate? Another team from Division A, as the Blitzburg Steelers and the Gutterballs also from Division A. Philosopher's Song, the final team remaining in Division B. They're going to try to hold it down for all of us that were in Division B and try to pull out a win here this morning. Being the number 2 seed, the BoLieve Broncos have the home field advantage. They have, not 11, they have 13 players on their roster for a TV of 1,380,000 gold. They have all 4 bloaters. They have the big guy, the Rot Spawn. They have 3 Pestigores and a bunch of linemen. 5 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. They're going to be up against a very beat-up Lizard team. Philosopher's Song, coached by Spire. 11 players on the roster. 2 will not be starting this game. They've lost the Skink. They've lost the big guy, the Crocs, as well. They'll have to pick up 2 Journeymen. Their TV's at 1,090,000 gold. That's going to bring their effective team value up to 1,210,000 gold. That's 170,000 gold in petty cash that will be going to Philosopher's Song in this matchup. They have all 6 SARS blockers, and that's it. Everybody else is going to be a skink. They have to pick up 2 Journeyman skinks as well, 1 apothecary, 5 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. How are these two teams going to play today? We'll talk about the home team first. This Nurgle team has the strength advantage. Lots of strength on the roster. The bloaters have a strength of 4. Sure, the Sarses have a strength of 4 as well, but these bloaters have block almost across the board here. There is some block on the Sarses, but the bloaters have foul appearance. They have disturbing presence and foul appearance. Both can be a factor tonight, but foul appearance can be a very big factor. We'll talk about why in just a second. The Pestigores have a strength of 3, but they give it strength advantage as well. If they're blitzing, Horns gives them a strength of 4. All of them have Horns. Of course, the Rot Spawn at strength 5 as well, and Mighty Blow. Lots of strength on this roster. Has a number of players with the block skill. Nurgle team's weakest at low TV, I would say, that once they start to skill up into the higher TV values, they get better and better and better. The BoLieve Broncos, they've made it to the playoffs regardless, right? It's the beginning of the competition. They've made it here to the quarterfinals, even at low TV. I think they've got a significant advantage. Look, I'm in Division B. I would love to see Division B make it to the next round. But boy, this Lizardman team's going to have, on paper at least, it's going to be a real tough fight. Lots of strength. Foul appearance is going to be a problem because the Lizardman team is so beat up. They've lost the Crocs. That's a lot of strength that they lose right there. And they've lost the Skink, and they have to replace these guys with Journeyman Skinks. These Skinks are very weak at a strength of 2. They're very brittle at an AV of 8+. This is a problem. This is a problem because they're going to start start losing players very quickly. 2 of the Sarses don't have the block skill. 4 do. That's great. Kit has guard as well. That's also great. But there's so little strength on this team tonight that every turn, or at least a good number of turns, need to go exactly right here for Spire and Philosopher's Song. And foul appearance can really screw that up. If you need to take a block and you fail that foul appearance roll, now what do? Now you're in trouble. Now you've got to make die rolls that you don't want to make. Maybe your formation collapses. You can be in real big trouble. What Philosopher's Song has to do in order to win tonight is they need to lean into the speed here of the Skinks. The Skinks are weak. The Skinks are frail, but boy, are they fast. These Skink linemen are an MA of 8. Very, very fast against a team that isn't really so fast. The fastest team, or the fastest player on the Nurgle team is just an MA of 6. If Philosopher's Song can stay alive long enough to get the ball into the hands of a skink, they can score. I was going to say easily. They can score quickly, we'll say. They can score quickly. And that, I think, is how they're going to have to pull this off tonight. Or this morning, I should say. They don't have they don't have a lot going on the roster. This Lizard team is also pretty weak at low TV. And I think just the loss of the big guy, the loss of a skink, having to replace those with journeyman skinks is a big hurt and a big loss for Philosopher's Song. They need to lean into the speed. They need to keep their players alive long enough that they can actually leverage that speed to get on the board. If they can stay alive long enough, which means dodging the skinks away, which means somehow getting the 2-die blocks, which I don't think they're going to get. They're going to have to rely on a number of 1-die blocks. But if they can keep those skinks alive, force the Nurgle team to a blitz a turn, and then they get the ball, they can score fairly easily so long as they have enough players on the pitch. That's the way. That's how this is going to have to go down for the Lizard team tonight. I wish both teams the very best of luck. We'll see if the coaches are ready to go, and we'll get this game underway here. Ajax the Riot, welcome to the stream. Looks like we're still waiting for the coaches to get underway here. I have a meeting in a little while, so I don't know if I'm going to be here for the whole game. If not, the game will keep streaming, but I might need to leave. We'll see how this goes. All right, I just pinged them in Discord to see if they're ready to go here. All right, game's about to get underway here. James Like Snack says, I'm glad my break at work is syncing up with this. I should catch most of the game. I hope so. If it goes to overtime, I don't know what's going to happen. But we'll see. My day's been thrown for a little bit of a loop, but that's okay. Looks like we have clear skies for this quarterfinal matchup. If Philosopher's Song wins the coin toss, I have to imagine they're going to want to be on defense to start with, just because they've got so many Strength 2 players, Strength 2 stunty players on the pitch, I might add. Oh, Griff Overall himself coaching the Nurgle team. No, Griff, no. $170K will be given to Philosopher's Song here. That could be a Helmet Wolf. That could be a it could be a Helmet Wolf. That could be a Wizard. BB Nut with the raid. Wow. BB Nut, thank you very much for the raid. Good luck today. Welcome, Raiders, to this quarterfinal game. Cut here with the follow. Thank you very much. Good morning or afternoon, wherever you may be. So, voicing the Grimdark. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So the BoLieve Broncos choose to receive. So the Lizardman team will set up on defense to start with. They set up in this offset anchor formation with 3 on the line, shifted to the right side. They're giving up the wide zones. They do have the speed advantage, so that's perfectly okay. 4 on the line here for the Broncos. Your Evil Ways, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Cheering. Oh, Nuffle, what do you give us? Oh boy. Purple Chest gains the pro skill. Purple Chest, the number 3 Pestigore over in the right wide zone. So pro will give a free reroll of a die. Well, not free. You have to roll a die first. Ball kick to the 14-yard line, just off the right sideline. 3-die blitz on the number 1 journeyman. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. We're going to see a lot of wounded, beaten, battered skinks in today's game. Hopefully, for Philosopher's Song, that is, they'll remain on the pitch long enough for Philosopher's Song to be able to capitalize on these players and their high speed. So didn't pick up Helmet Wolf, picked up a Wizard. I think that was the right call for Spire, picking up that Wizard. That changes the way you play your team, or your opponent has to play their team fairly significantly. You don't even need to really spend the Wizard to get the effects of the Wizard, right? The Wizard has 2 spells. He's hiding somewhere in the stands. He can cast either a Fireball, which affects a 3x3 grid on the pitch, or a Zap, which affects one player. So that Fireball means if you want to be a team that has a tight cage, which Nurgle teams tend to want to do, you need to be very cognizant of the fact that if you do that, a typical 4-point cage is giving up 5 players to a Fireball. So you really have to spread the team out to avoid the Fireball. And if you break away, you have to watch out for the Zap. The Zap can turn you into a frog if it works out. You turn into a frog. Frogs have no hands, so you have to drop the ball. And if you get knocked down, it's an automatic removal. Your Evil Ways is cheering for BB Nut. El Numerino cheering for Spire. BB Nut, the Division A champion, looking to advance to the semifinals here with a win. Philosopher's Song, the Division B champion, the only remaining Division B team in these in this top 8 bracket. 2-die Blitz against the number 11 lineman. Gets the knockdown here. Looking for a 9+ to break armor. Two-die block against the Bloater. These Bloaters are strength 4, so the Sarses pair up very well with them. But remember, they do have that foul appearance trait. That foul appearance says you got to roll a d6 first. If you roll a 1, you are so disgusted by their appearance that you choose not to block them. And if you spend the blitz on a foul appearance player and you fail the foul appearance roll, you've lost your blitz because you only get to declare a blitz once per turn. Ajax the Riot says Division A represent. Division A is well represented. Division A has the most qualifying teams here in the top 8. 4 teams qualified in the top 8 from Division A. Turn 2 now for the BoLieve Broncos. 3 rerolls for the half. 7 minutes, 30 seconds left on the bonus clock. You replenish your team rerolls at the beginning of the half, but if the game goes to overtime, you do not replenish your rerolls, and you never replenish your bonus clock. So you get 7 minutes, 30 seconds for the entire duration of the game, and that includes overtime. So that's something to be cognizant of here in the top 8. 2-die block against the number 6. Saurus over in the right wide zone gets a pal here. The real targets for this Nurgle team are going to be these skinks. Yeah, and there's Mark Cloud, the Rot Spawn, the big guy, advancing forward to mark the number 10 Journeyman. BB Nut wanting to take blocks on these skinks to get them off the pitch. They're frail, they're weak. Move demanding death. You might get it. You might get it right here. 3-die blitz into a pal against Socrates. The Blodger skink breaks. Boy! Broke armor, and there's the first removal of the game. 1-man player advantage now for the BoLieve Broncos. The Oppo gets spent right here and saves Socrates, so Socrates will come off the pitch, but we'll be back for the next drive. Fireball spent! Got the knockdown on the ball carrier! So the Fireball spent this turn. Fireball targeted this space right here. So the Fireball targeted here. That means it hits anybody in this 3x3 grid The only player it knocked down was the ball carrier. The ball now bounces back to the 6-yard line just outside the right wide zone. Moob says, I feel it's only appropriate to demand death after all the times it was done against the Elves this past week. That's fair. Is it fair? It's fair. It's fair. So Fireball spent here, but I don't know how Spire's going to get at the ball. Tried to open up, was almost certainly looking to open up a hole here. Your Evil Ways says, at least the Fireball is spent. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We talked about how effective it is to have a Fireball, just to have it in your pocket, even without spending it. And once it's spent, anybody who's up against a Fireball feels a great sense of relief. They're like, oh, okay, now I don't have to worry about that anymore. $150K, 20K left. Did he pick up a coach? He did. He picked up a coach as well. So he had 170K. Good 3+ dodge to a 2+ rush to get Nietzsche's dead. The famous quote by Nuffle. 2 rushes to get as close to the ball as possible on the left side here. Philosopher's Song back on the bonus clock. 170K in petty cash. 150 for the Wizard. Had 20K left. Picked up an assistant coach. That'll make the inevitable KO rolls a little bit easier. There'll be a 3+ instead of a 4+. So the big guy here has tentacles. The way this works is you take your strength plus a d6 and subtract the strength of the player trying to dodge away from you. And if you roll a 6+, that player stays right where he is. He cannot get away. Couldn't get away, so does the uphill block against the rot spawn. I think this might be a both. Yeah, I think this might be a both down here. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Well done by BB Nut there on the uphill block. Could have had a push. Took the both down result. Yeah, that was a 10+ versus an 8+. He said, you know what? I think it's worth the trade. And indeed it was. That's another skink removed from the pitch. 2-man player advantage now for the BoLieve Broncos. 3-die block on the number 11 skink, threatening the ball, but not anymore. Gets the knockdown, no armor break. 3+ on the blitz. Bonix has the ball on the 4-yard line now. Tactical Nuclear Penguin, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Glad you're hanging out for some early morning Blood Bowl, at least for me. Well, I guess it's not early morning anymore. It's late morning. Early day Blood Bowl. Cut here, DJ, praying to Nuffle. Here's the foul. Another removal. Great foul here by BB Nut. BB Nut understands exactly what we talked about in the pregame here. Removing these skinks is key to this game. Not just key to this game, but easy for this Nurgle team to do, right? They have a significant strength advantage. These skinks have a speed advantage. The skinks, moreover, are the only effective ball carriers on this roster. These Sarses can't really carry the ball. They have such a bad agility of 5+. Philosopher's Song with their defensive formation in tatters here. They get the 2-die block against Grave Mistake, the number 4 bloater. Got away from the rot spawn. Really, the job of that rot spawn is to tie up these skinks. You saw BB Nut position this rot spawn between two skinks earlier in the quarter. SP Weaver says, late to the game, did I miss a fireball? You did indeed. It's a fairly ineffectual fireball. Knockdown on the blitz. Wittgenstein on the blitz. Advances forward to get near the ball, but can't get away at this point. This would be a 6+ dodge away from Wags, the number 11 lineman. Here's the foul by the Chameleon. Boy, didn't get anything out of it. Rolled doubles. That would have been a call-off. That would have been a removal from the pitch. But this guy, Plato, he's a sneaky git. If he doesn't break armor, then doubles does not send him off the pitch. Sneaky git and dirty player, a fantastic combo for a fouler. Turn 4 now for the BoLieve Broncos. 2-die block over in the right wide zone. Gets the knockdown thanks to the block skill. No armor break. Needs a 10+ on these Sarsises. Bo nicks the ball carrier. Moves down pitch to the opposing 10-yard line now. BB Nut doing a great job of continuing to keep these marks in check. Roll some block dice and remove players. 3-man player advantage currently. Not just going after these skinks, but effectively blocking these Sauruses out of the drive. These Sauruses, once they get locked down, one way to deal with a Saurus is to just mark them, preferably in the opposite direction of where they want to go, right? So, oh, another armor break. This is a stun only. So let's say I have a Saurus here, and I don't want him moving this way. I can mark him here. And the only way he's moving to the right now is if he blitzes me. If he blitzes me, I'm going to be careful. if he blitzes me, then he can freely move. Otherwise, it's a 5+ dodge. That's on a positive dodge. So that's an easy way to keep the Sauruses out of the drive. But for this Nurgle team, right, that has their own strength 4 players, you can go toe-to-toe with them. You can actually mark them out of the drive and start beating up on them. There's another removal. 4 skinks off the pitch. 4-man player advantage for Philosopher's Song. We talked about how this was going to be a tough fight for Philosopher's Song. Losing their Crocs, a big, big loss in this matchup. Was that me? Did I guess that must have been me. Oh, I'm regretting injuring the Crocs. Turn 4 now for Philosopher's Song. Final turn of the first quarter. 2-die block against Wags. Gets a POW here. Breaks armor, but no removal here. Gets a stun. Stand-up blitz in the right wide zone. Gets a push against Purple Chest, the number 3 Pestigore. Spends the reroll here, wants the knockdown. Got it, looking for a 9+. This is the Pestigore with the blessing of Nuffle. Got the armor break. Gets a stun. This is a pretty good stun. This keeps this player out of the drive for a turn. And now a mark on the ball carrier. Stands up Hegel on the left side of the line. But remember, so long as he's marked, he's really not going anywhere. Such a tough matchup. 2-die block against Grave Mistake. The number 4 Bloater gets a POW here. And now 2-die uphill against the Rot Spawn. It's going to stay alive with a push. Deciding whether he wants to follow up. Decides he wants that Rot Spawn staying right where it is. Turn 5 now for the BoLieve Broncos. Second quarter begins. Currently a tie ball game. The Broncos started the half on offense. They still have the ball on the opposing 10-yard line. Two-die block against Heidegger, the number 3 Saris. Saris has the block skill. That's typically the first skill you'll see picked up for a Saris. Strength 4 with block, that's really where you want to be as their first pickup, in my opinion. Two-die blitz against Hume. Gets the knockdown thanks to the block skill. Well done. Takes the blitz with the ball carrier. This is something that new coaches to the game need to learn. Often, when you're new to the game, you say, that's my ball carrier. I want him to be safe. I want him to not be involved in blocks at all. But sometimes you want to take a block with the ball carrier. Take the block, free him up, blitz with him, reposition him. Now the ball carrier's on the opposing 20-yard line. Another removal here, this time a big one. Removes a Saris, a block guard Saris. And now a 5-man player advantage for this Nurgle team. Your Evil Way says Saris KO is huge if it stays out. Indeed. Minute 30 left on the clock here in turn number 5. Two-die blitz into a double skull, and the number 4 bloater spends the final reroll here into a push. Doesn't get anything out of this block. No more rerolls left for Philosopher's Song. We talk about this time and time again. May as well talk about it here in the quarterfinals. Rerolls are super duper important in this game. When you're new to Blood Bowl, often it can feel like this is a game of pure luck, right? It's a game where, I got diced. The dice screwed me. But then you play a little more and you start to realize that better coaches win more often than what's the word I want? Well, less better coaches. And what that means is that there is a level of skill involved. And this, in my opinion, is a highly skilled game. And so, yes, there are dice, but the point of this game is luck mitigation, right? You're trying to minimize your reliance on chance and maximize your opponent's reliance on chance. So as you start to learn this game as a new coach, you start to realize that there are certain tactics involved, like action order, right? If I move a player, there's no dice involved in that. So I want to do that first. Why? Because if I fail a die roll, typically, with very few exceptions, that's a turnover. That means your turn is over. So if I say move a guy first, there's no way my turn is going to be over. So I guarantee my action with that guy. So I do my least risky actions first, my more risky actions last. Now, of course, as you start to play more and more, then rigged. Right, it's a risk management game. As you start to play more and more, your opponent knows that you want to do this particular action order, and so they're going to put you into situations where you have to start taking more risks. That's where these rerolls come in. With a D6, if we were talking about a D1 million, another removal, well done. 6-man player advantage for the Broncos here in turn 6, and now a foul with 1, 2, 3 assists, it looks like. Gets nothing out of it other than a stun. Does not get called off the pitch. Turn 6. Where are you, ref? Oh, there you are. That's why. That's why you didn't see that. Turn 6 now for Philosopher's Song. So if we were talking about a D1 million, these rerolls maybe, well, not maybe, definitely mean less. But we're talking about a D6. Judge Dredd, welcome to the stream. Judge Dredd says, why is it when I join a match, everyone is dead? You just have the soul of corn within you. When we talk about a D6, odds change significantly, right? The example we always use is the coin toss. If I need a heads on a coin toss and I flip it once, there's a 50-50 chance that I flip heads. But if I get to flip that coin twice and I'm looking for heads, well, now I've gone from a 50% chance of success to a 75% chance of success. That's a huge difference, right? It's the same for a D6. So because we're talking about D6s, these rerolls significantly change the odds of a particular roll. Ah! No! Oh my goodness! Tried to dodge away and killed himself. That's another Saurus removed here. Oh my word. 7-man player advantage for the Broncos. 2 Sauruses removed from the pitch, 1 removed from his life. Wittgenstein, R.I.P. Move says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for demanding death earlier. It's not my fault. Spire said, can I concede and speed this up? No. Well, you can if you start a drive with, I think it's 3 or less players. The game will prompt you if you can. This was a tough matchup, though. This is a really tough matchup. Here's the foul. Oh, my word. Another. Yes, call him off for that. Get him off the pitch. Holy moly. Another removed Saurus on the foul. Spire said, no, I'm just kidding, it's fine. Okay, never mind, it's not fine. Dan00, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Dude, I'm Blitz here against Ajax the Riot. He's got to get the knockdown here looking for a 9+. Hey, there's an armor break. There's an armor break. Oh. Hegel on the block, takes the blitz and runs to safety. Says, get me out of here. I didn't sign up for this. I'm a philosopher. Why am I playing football? How did my life go so wrong? Turn 8 for the Broncos. They have 3 rerolls left, so they're going to take some blocks before trying to score here. Here's the first one. They get the knockdown, no armor break. SP Beaver says, all you need is a skink and a dream. Oh boy, what a first half. A minute 33 left of the clock here, turn 8. There's the score, well done, 1-0. The Broncos take the lead. Ajax the Riot says, that rotter, so fine looking. Judge Dredd praying to Nuffle. So a couple of KOs come back for the Lizard team. Is that 6v11? Is that what we have here? 6v10? Let's see. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 6v11. 5-man player advantage here for the final turn of the first quarter, unless there's a timeout. Oh boy. Oh man. Cobblestorm demanding death. You want more death? Is this not enough for you? Here's the kick. No kicker on the team for the BoLieve Broncos. Here's a high kick. We'll be able to get somebody under the ball here in the end zone. We'll have no real effect here other than some potential SPP on a pass. Final turn of the first quarter coming up. Ninja Coffee demanding death as well. SP Beaver says, look at Nurgle setting up all scared. All scared. Blocks to take on the line here before ending the half. Judge Dredd said, that's a very one-sided blood spatter. Oh, 9+ to break armor on Show Me Magic. No armor break, though. Well, I have a meeting scheduled for noon, but the way things are going. I should say I'm going to be late. Let me do that. 2-9 block against the big guy. Got the POW here. Would love a 10 plus, but doesn't get it. Nurgle's rot with the 7-stream streak. Thank you very, very much. Thanks for joining us here in this morning game, at least here on the East Coast of the United States. Here's a foul on the big guy. 2 assists on the foul. Gets nothing out of it. Needed an 8 plus to break armor. Rolled a 7. That's the end of the half. 1-0 the score. The Broncos in the lead. Philosopher's Song will be on offense to start this second half. Will they get back some KOs? They got back 1. They're down their Chameleon, which is kind of rough. So the normal Skink is faster, but the Chameleon has on the ball. So on the kickoff, that Chameleon would have got three spaces of free movement. All right, let me say I'm going to be late here. All right, the Broncos screening out this Lizard team as they must do. Again, these Skinks are very fast. This was the advantage. Oh, it's another prayer to Nuffle. No, it's not. Could have been a prayer to Nuffle, but that was a draw. A draw on the roll-off. Screening out the pitch. So the one advantage that this Lizardman team had in this particular matchup, they were down a number of players. Had to pick up a couple Skinks as journeymen, but they had a significant speed advantage. BB not well aware of this, and so screening out the pitch so that these Skinks can't get behind the defensive line. 4-man player advantage now for the defense. 2-die blitz against Ajax to the right. Gets the knockdown due to block. Breaks armor. Just gets a stun. Ajax says they have a few Skinks now. This is fine. It may very well be. If Philosopher's Song can get this ball into position and hold the defense away from the ball carrier for a turn, so long as they get across the line of scrimmage, they'll probably be in good shape to score. Two-die block against the Rot Spawn. Has to spend a reroll here. That would have been a turnover. Gets the knockdown here. Ball kick to the 12-yard line. Speaking of action order, this is good action order. New coaches to the game will often try to pick the ball up first. That's a lot more risky than taking your 2-die blocks at the block skill. Here's the 3+ pickup. Works out. Gets the ball up to the 6-yard line. Hands off to Socrates. Socrates fails to catch. What? Tried to hand off to Socrates. I think he was maybe not expecting or unaware of the disturbing presence on all of these players. So this is the other thing. We talked about foul appearance. Disturbing presence really disrupts the passing game as well. Every player that has disturbing presence, and it's a number of them, you see these blue squares. Within 3 spaces of any of these players with disturbing presence, that's a -1 to this passing stuff, and they stack. So that was a 6+ to catch the ball. Grievous error here on the handoff, trying to get in the hands of Socrates. Blitz against Nietzsche's dead, but he stays alive. Purple chest on the blitz. Yeah, Spire says disturbing, I forgot. Yeah. Yep, lots of disturbing presence. SP Beaver says, can we set a new league rule that players at least shower before a match so they are less disturbing? No. Turn 10 now for Philosopher's Song. Ball on the 6-yard line. It's currently marked by Moob, the number 2 Pestigore. Socrates standing right next to the ball. All the hopes and dreams rest potentially in Socrates' hands. 2-die blitz against Moob. Oh, has to spend another reroll here. Into double skulls. Null turn for Philosopher's Song. They're out of rerolls. And they're about to lose the ball here. Turn 10 for the Broncos. Ninja Coffee says, that's a philosopher if I ever saw one. Let's ask ourselves what null means. Let's not. 3-die block against the #1 journeyman on the left side. We're gonna have a 40-minute discussion on what null means. 3-die block on #1 again here. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. 2-die block against Kant, the #2 Saurus. Was removed from the pitch in the first half. Is back here for the second half of the game. 50-50 pickup here by Cauliflower. Fails the pickup. The ball's going to scatter back to the 8-yard line. That's a turnover. Turn 11 now for Philosopher's Song. Oh, the saga of my glasses may finally be coming to an end. My new glasses have arrived. I need to go pick them up, hopefully today, but I don't know if I'll have time. The saga of new glasses that started back in September is finally coming to an end. 2-die block gets moved, gets a pal here. Postmodernism with the sub. Thank you very, very much for your kindness. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for your generosity. Thanks for sharing a game of Blood Bowl with us. Fails the dodge, gets a free reroll on the dodge. Good pickup. Nietzsche's dead now, in possession of the ball. Oh! Now what? I know what the right tactic is here. Not rushing. Not rushing. That was a good dodge, but you fit. Look, we were talking about odds, right? So if you're new to Blood Bowl, when you can move up your movement allowance, it's an MA of 8, you get 8 points of movement. You can move up to 2 extra spaces. That's called a rush. Each one's called a rush. You have to roll a d6. So long as you don't roll a 1, you're okay. If you roll a 1, you get knocked prone. So if you do the math on that, a 1 in 6, that's a 900% chance of failure. You will fail a rush 900% of the time. The correct tactic, by the way, was kneeling and praying to Nuffle. Maybe Spire will have that in mind for the next turn. Turn 11 for the Broncos. Yeah, that's right. GFI rushing used to be called going for it in the old in the version of the rules before. Double skulls has to spend a reroll into a push. Spire lowers the rush failure rate from the Games Workshop mandated 900% to a measly, a pittance 99%. We'll see if that is a factor in this next turn. Good 4+ pickup by Cauliflower, the rookie bloater. BoLieve Broncos now have the ball on the opposing 6-yard line just inside the left wide zone. Failed the right. Look, 900% of the time, man. 900. Cut here, DJ says 900 seems a little too low, actually. Turn 12 for Philosopher's Song. Ajax the Right says, I don't know why they changed the name. Yeah, it was Rush, and then before the BB 2020 rules, it was going for it. And in fact, in Blood Bowl 2nd edition, when rushing or GFIing was introduced, it was simply called moving extra squares. 2-die block against Ajax the Riot. Gets a push here. Bitwise Pirate says, I believe the technical term is free movement. I believe the technical term is don't try it. Socrates dodging away. Free reroll. He's going to dodge away to safety. Not just to safety, but also is in scoring position. SB Beaver says, in first edition, it was called, if you are slow, you lose. Yeah. It sure was. If you play first edition Blood Bowl, you can see why they added rushing, why they added moving extra squares. Uphill stand-up blitz here? No, yeah, uphill stand-up blitz. I think it's going to be... Oh, gets a push. Oh, he's the ball carrier. I was like, I think that'd just be a both down result, but no, he's the ball carrier. So, of course, BB Nut will take the push instead. Turn 12, final turn of the third quarter coming up. To BoLieve Broncos on the block with Show Me the Magic. They're going to get a push against the number 1 journeyman here. Campbell steps. 3-die blitz. Nietzsche is dead, is not dead. And now Cauliflower going to slowly trundle down toward the end zone. On the opposing 12-yard line, just inside the left wide zone. Moob says, maybe for simplicity's sake, for past tense, rush versus rush is easier than go for it versus went for it. Maybe, yeah. I could certainly see a situation where that's true. Or to remove ambiguity, like maybe you're like, oh, I'm gonna go for it where it is a block or something. Ajax the Riot says, wait, Collie normally is a banger, not a ball handler. Well, today Cauliflower has the ball. Final quarter begins here. Turn 13. Boy, what a game this has been. As we talked about in the pregame, this was a tough matchup for Philosopher's Song, especially since they were down those 2 players. They were down their Crocs, which is a huge loss for Philosopher's Song. And they were down a Skink, which means they had nobody in reserve, which meant both players get replaced with their linemen. Their linemen are the Skinks, and journeymen also come with the loner skills, so really just puts them at a significant disadvantage. One die block against Moob. That's going to be a turnover. No armor break, but turn 13 now for the Broncos. Just outside of scoring position with an MA of 4. MA4 very slow in the game of Blood Bowl. Not the slowest piece in the game. It gets slower. Treemen are an MA of 2. BB Nut with a significant advantage. A double skulls, boy. Broncos will just eat that one. They're going to hold on to their last remaining reroll. Turn 14 now for Philosopher's Song. BB Nut with a significant advantage, not just in player count, not just in positioning, but also in the lead in this ballgame. Decided to hand off to Cauliflower here. And the reason he did this is because he's spreading out an SPP. He wants Cauliflower, a rookie bloater, wants to get 3 more SPP on Cauliflower, and then level up Cauliflower for their first block. Spreading out your SPP, this is a skill that you need to learn as you progress in your career as a Blood Bowl coach. Especially early in league play, early in the season, it's very, very important. Because if you can get those skills on the players that you need them on ASAP, you're going to get more use out of them over the course of the season. So it's very, very important to build your team all throughout the season, but especially in the early season, so that you can get more use out of these skills and therefore, ostensibly at least, win more games. Turn 14 back to the BoLieve Broncos. Will they try to score here? And then try to make it happen a third time, or are they going to stall this out till turn 16? I think they make... Well, I don't know. Getting the assist for the block against Kant at the line of scrimmage. 2-die block. Got the pal here. Magnificent Catastrophe on the block. Breaks armor! Man, oh man! 2 SPP on Magnificent Catastrophe. Another armor break here is going to be a stun. Bootballer says, winning is overrated, ties are where it's at. There's the score. Walks it into the end zone. 2-0 now. The BoLieve Broncos increase their lead. Philosopher's Song will get one more shot at offense here. 2 turns left in the game, unless, of course, there is a... I was going to say a touchback. Not a touchback, a timeout. Oh, I don't like this. Where it looks like I'm kicking the ball. I don't like that. Cheering fans. Who gets it? Philosopher's Song. Boy, Nuffle has been very hands-on in this game. All right, perfect passing. It's not going to matter so much here. But every single kickoff event has been a prayer to Nuffle. Two-die blitz over on the right side here against Ajax the Riot. Gets the knockdown, but no armor break. Move says, oh, 2 SPP for a pass? That evens out the rest of the dice this game. Ninja Coffee says, believe it or not, but that is peak physical fitness right there. Bad dog praying to Nuffle. DK Max, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for the follow. You can see foul appearance finally kicks in here on the left defensive end. Rolled the 1, so lost the opportunity to block Vasserman, the number 6 bloater. Turnover on the right side, and now turn 15 for the Broncos. They're going to try this again. They have 2 turns to get in the end zone. Moob is going to be the one who tries to score. Purple Chest rushes into position on the right side of the ball. 3-die block on the line against the Journeyman. Number 1 Journeyman. No armor break on the Snake Eyes roll. Three-die block against Socrates. Gets a push out of this. Or both standing. Yeah, it takes the both standing result. Very, very tough matchup here in the quarterfinals for Philosopher's Song, but Spire should still be very proud of their play. Out of 27 teams, they made the top 8 here in this Chaos Cup. I hope we'll see Spire return for the Spike Magazine trophy. We have 3 open competitions a season and an invitational at the end of the season. The top 2 teams from each open competition are guaranteed an invitation to the invitational, but other teams can also make the cut depending on how that bracket shakes out. We had 11 teams qualify last season for the Blood Bowl. That's our invitational. Moob rushes into position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 rushes to score with Moob. Turn 16 for Philosopher's Song. See if they try to blitz Moob out of scoring position. There's a link to our Discord. If you want to participate in our league, we welcome you with open arms, whether you're a veteran coach or brand new to the game of Blood Bowl. We welcome everybody. We have lots of great coaches that help you talk shop and just want to play a fun game. The league is set up in such a way so that you don't have to play the whole season if you don't want to. You only commit to a competition at a time. And you skill Nuffle's favor. And even if you don't participate in all 3 competitions, you still stand the way the league is structured. You still stand a chance at making the championship, the Blood Bowl, at the end of the season. We had one season where Wenger participated in just the Dungeon Bowl. That's our 3rd competition of the season, and advanced to the Blood Bowl. So if you want to play with us, come hang out in our Discord. Tag me, Ava Unit 2, and just say, hey, I'd like to play in the next competition. Let me know what I need to do. I'll put you on the list, and then when registration starts, I'll message you and tell you exactly what you need to do. It's very easy. You basically just create a team. You let me know what the team is, and we'll take care of the rest. So it's not going to be Moob who scores. It looks like Purple Chest will be the one attempting to score here on I suppose it'll be a handoff. +3 pickup to a rush to a 3+ handoff. 1 minute, 10 seconds left in the ball game. Oh, I hate that. I hate that guy so much. So gross. Good 3+ pickup. Good rush to the handoff. Is that a score? Maybe? Yes! 3-0 the final in this game. BoLieve Broncos are going to advance to the semifinals. Very well done. What a weird animation. Very well done. Again, very, very tough matchup for Philosopher's Song here in the quarterfinals, but still a well-played game. Congratulations to both coaches to making the cut. Congratulations, of course, to BB Nut to making it to the semi-finals. Again, I hope we see Spire back for the Spike Magazine Trophy. That was a lot of fun. Oh, here. It's Coach Stats. There, I'll show you. There you go. But I should update that so it accepts more commands. All right, with that win, the BoLieve Broncos are advancing to the semifinals. They will face off against a division mate, another Division A team. It'll be either the Blitzburg Steelers or the Gutterballs. So that'll be our final quarterfinal match. Ninja Coffee said how they get footage of me eating some cake. Let's take a look at the schedule before we leave. All right, our final quarterfinal matchup will be this Tuesday, May 6th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's UTC -4. That'll be the Blitzburg Steelers versus the Gutterballs. JD Whitey versus El Nubarino. I don't remember what that matchup is. That's Skaven versus Orcs. Yeah, thank you, Moob. Skaven versus Orcs. That'll be a super duper fun one to watch. And then after that, we've got semifinals and we got a final. And then we have a lot more Blood Bowl to go this season. We have 2 more opens and an invitational. But after our final quarterfinal game, coaches will begin scheduling their semifinal matches. And when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.club here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel, Play Blood Bowl, man. This game is so much fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation and Xbox, and a tabletop forum at your friendly local game store. Until this Tuesday, May 6th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Take care, everybody. Thanks for hanging out in this early Thursday morning game. Play Blood Bowl, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday.